On time today. Dang, 11:01. All right, it's 11:01. I'll call the meeting to order. This is North Whatcom Fire District 21 regular Board of Commissioners meeting. Because we are doing Zoom, the won't be any public comment. And we'll start with the Volunteer Pension Board meeting. First item on that is the approval of the February 17 minutes. Is there a motion for that?
Motion. Move to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
It's Scott, you're muted. I don't know if we can unmute you.
How's that?
There you go. All right. So I didn't hear your vote for the minutes.
Aye.
All right, so it's unanimous. Chief, we have a volunteer separation action request.
Yes, sir. Mr. David Varavoda, who's been a 10-year volunteer with us, is relocating to Missouri. David's a member of the tender group.
All right, so we need a motion to approve his separation.
So move.
Any discussion? How does that affect our rank and file in the tender group, Chief?
Well, we've got one going out and a couple potentials coming in, so.
Okay. All right, all in favor of the motion to approve the separation of David Varavoda?
Aye. Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Any other business for the pension board? Chief?
No, sir.
Nothing?
Sorry. Nope,
All
nope,
right.
that's it.
We'll go ahead and adjourn the volunteer pension board meeting and open the regular Board of Commissioners meeting. And I will, I guess, go with a roll call. I'm Bruce Ansel.
Rich Bossman.
John Crawford.
Kimberly McMurray.
Scott Fisher.
Jason Vanderveen.
All right, and we also have Scott Brown from the local and guest speaker Paul Wagner are here. And Mr. Wagner, you are our number one order of business here. And I understand you are representing Baja Bridges.
Yes, sir. I'm the chief of Skagit County Fire District 6, and I'm also the Northwest Area Director for Baja Bridges.
Okay.
With, an organization that was started by one of our founders, who's a Rotarian from California, while she was on a mission trip, and saw a need for the rural fire agencies down in Baja, Mexico, and started this organization. So thank you for allowing me to attend.
You bet. Do you have any presentation for us or?
I do not have a PowerPoint or anything like that. Just wanted to explain what we do. I know you all are very familiar with Firefighters Without Borders, which has been around for a lot of years. Our organization is only about 7 years old, and we typically focus our area of expertise on the Baja Peninsula, which is basically from Tijuana down to Cabo San Lucas. And what we provide, which is a little bit different than what the Firefighters Without Borders do, is most of us are also Rotarian members, and we have a large contingent of Americans who have retired in the Baja area, and there's numerous Rotarian groups down there. And what we do is we send our members out and go to these local communities. first of all, just to see what the needs of the local agencies are. Most of them have like little pickup trucks with bomber pumps and a 50-gallon tank on them, and really no equipment whatsoever. So we kind of do a survey on what equipment is available in their area, what they really need. Also, we look at training and what their training needs are. And we have partnered with a group out of Tijuana Fire, which is some career chiefs and firefighters who formed also a nonprofit organization called Bomberos Noreste. And they travel around and donate their time and money to go down and then provide training to these individual communities that are looking to establish fire departments. So then we provide the used equipment that we collect from, we are now collecting equipment from all over the US. Take it down there. Bomberos Noreste provides them training on how to use the equipment, gets them certified in structural firefighting, search and rescue, extrication, all the different facets. We provide them used equipment, which we secure from around the country. In the last 10 months, we have been able to place 11 aid cars, 7 fire engines, and 3 used command vehicles. Over 700 used air packs with spare bottles and masks. And I lost count of how much bunker gear we've taken down there from across the US that we've either gotten surplus donated for no cost or very low cost, where these small entities will do fundraisers to raise money to pay for the cost of purchasing these apparatus and us taking down there. So do you have any questions for me?
Hey, I just want to mention that I became aware of this when we were trying to move some gear and equipment from Station 70. I was reaching out to Firefighter Crossing Borders, became aware through some phone calls that Paul's organization was willing to move this gear south instead of Firefighters Crossing Borders with it. And they did an excellent job. And I brought Paul here just in case we had any questions and to explain this new organization to me, but it's been running for 7 years. So I just wanted to bring him to the meeting to explain to everybody what we're doing and where this gear is going. So thanks, Paul. I appreciate your time.
And just to, as a side note, on the stuff that we got from Commissioner Crawford, we also picked up a bunch of air packs from the city of Bellingham, and we partnered with Firefighters Crossing Borders with that. And so a lot of that equipment also went down to them. They didn't have drivers available. We had drivers, so we were able to partner. And so a bunch of that equipment went to the Firefighters Crossing Borders organization when we got it down to California too. So we're not trying to compete with them. We're just another alternative, and we are local. And we have been working with them throughout the US to fill in gaps where a lot of times they don't have drivers or the ability to get what needs to be done. And so we've worked with them.
Very good. Sounds like a very worthwhile organization. I wish we had one like that here in North Whatcom to help us, but it might be our next step. I don't know.
Thanks again, Paul.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Appreciate your time. All right. We'll move on with our agenda here. We have the consent agenda, and it includes the meeting minutes from February 17th, the staff reports, financial reports. I'll read in the totals. Revenue for February was $304,280.63. Total expenditures for March, $720,524.11. The direct deposit payroll $322,165.53. Payroll taxes, $66,686.25. Benefits voucher, $205,708.06. Monthly expenditure voucher, $80,235.07. Capital project facilities, $45,829.20. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion, questions, comments? You. Chief, are we gonna talk about, I guess, future funding options? I'd kind of like to go over the BLS funding piece that you had in your report. And we can hold off on that until that topic comes up. And if I may be so bold, I just, for the record, thought I would share my tax statement I got while I was gone. There was this huge concern about, people's properties being reevaluated and the impact it's going to have and all the money that the fire district is going to gain from these huge tax increases. I looked at my line item for Fire District 21 for 2022, and my increase from last year is just over $14. So $1.25 is the massive amount of increased funding that the fire district is receiving from my residents. And I don't know how to dispel these horrible rumors that because someone's house value went up, that the fire district all of a sudden just got rich. Anyway, sorry, I'll get off my soapbox. Are there any other comments about the consent agenda? All right, hearing and seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, it's unanimous. Thank you for allowing me that moment. Commissioner meeting reports. Commissioner McMurray attended the community risk reduction workshop, said it was pretty cool, and I'd like to give her an opportunity to give us an update on what great things she learned there.
All right. It was a great workshop, and it's really a process to identify and prioritize local risks, followed by strategic investment of resources to reduce their occurrence and impact. And there is a guide developed that has a 6-step approach that we can get access to. And while a lot of his examples pertain to big city problems, I think it'd be a great tool for meeting the citizens of our community, and such as home safety visits, which would also bring more awareness to what we do, which can also help us in our future, wanting to with the levies and more revenues for our services. And because while meeting our number one goal, which is the safety of our citizens, when I looked through our data sheets, 65 to 75% of our calls are EMS services over anything else. And so it's really a proactive approach, which involves other community groups too. I have a long list of everything. I literally took 9 pages of notes. So so I'm trying to summarize it all, but he gave the example of the 2003 Station nightclub fire, and just simple things that they didn't have sprinklers and they didn't have clear exits, and the exits weren't marked, and 100 died and 230 were injured, which one of those people is one of our personal friends, and 132 escaped. Other parts of examples he talked about were senior safe programs of different things, of going into homes and, do they have pets that they can trip over? Do they have motion lights, medication safeties, Is their house number visible? Do they have smoke alarms? Are there fall hazards? I mean, there's simple things that you can go do house checks and see, plus build that community rapport with our citizens. That also, what are the risks in our area, identifying those better. Is it wildlands or falls or drownings or poisonings, motor vehicle incidents? There's just a whole gamut of things that it addresses that aren't just big city problems. We can bring it to our small cities and our rural areas. And then they had a lot of great ideas for educating school children too. So it's not something that would cost us a lot of money. It would just be time and coordinating it with our firefighters and getting them to buy in and be a part of that process. So it was a great workshop, a lot of information. And
Nice. Does
Yeah.
anyone have questions? So I guess typically this falls into like our fire prevention division type activities. Yes.
some of it, yes. Well, they're trying the biggest piece of the puzzle was they're trying to change people, turn people's attitudes around. That it's been kind of perceived as you tick the chief off if you got put on the prevention committee, or instead of or that I don't know, they just want to turn it around and make it more instead of address some of the things that are our big calls and what can we do to end those calls, or not end them, but minimize those particular calls. What's more we can do for prevention to lessen those calls in our areas, and just kind of turning it around a little, if that makes sense.
It does, and I'm assuming you're gonna maybe give us the Cliff's Notes version, maybe just send them out via email so we can, we
Yeah.
don't probably need all 9 pages, but maybe condense it down.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you for attending and giving that report. Whatcom County Fire Commissioners Association, John, did you attend anything recently?
Yeah, I did. We just had one here about a week ago.
Okay.
We talked about the BLS funding, and looking at Jason's minutes, that pretty much sums it up. We're waiting to see the money from that. The commission does not currently have a president. They're still looking and searching for a president. So if anybody's eager, please raise your hand and move forward. We talked about the community paramedic. We donated some money to that program to buy gift cards for certain people they see on a day-to-day basis. We matched whatever, and Kim was there, maybe she can help. I'm not sure of the monetary figure there, but we also talked about the upcoming EMS levy. So that was in about a nutshell. It was pretty quick. Like I said, we don't have a president at this time. So
Who's running the meeting?
Jim ran it, and it looks like Rob Roy will probably be the one to step in line as he is vice president. So it's probably going to fall in his lap.
I know he wasn't interested in the position at the meeting I attended, but everybody's busy.
Yeah, he kind of took the silver bullet and said, if nobody else wants to. So
I know how that works.
yeah.
Okay, any other meetings or reports? All right.
The dollar
ahead.
figure on that was 300 for them to purchase socks and toothpaste and other essential items that are needed.
Thanks, Kim.
All right. Legal issues. Chief, did there anything I don't see anything on the agenda. Anything
No,
going
nothing,
on?
nothing on the agenda. And the only really late breaking news, I guess, would be which we're going to hit on later during the board meeting attendance, would be that we are now able to meet in person again. And is that something we want to do?
Yeah, and I think board meeting attendance, we can talk about it then, but I guess we need to find out if there are reasons why we shouldn't do that. But we can, I'll hold off on that. Unfinished business, District 4. There have been, let's see, I think we already talked about our meeting with Steve Cooley last time.
And not to interrupt you, Bruce, but does the local have a report?
Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry, Scott.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, just a couple little things. We recently had the 2 paramedics, David Hancock and David Comp, complete their training, so they are now Bellingham employees. We're also going to be sending intent to negotiate for the contract here coming in April after we have our meeting in April to just finalize some things. And then the biggest thing is we're down 5 people, going to be 6 soon with Ebner in medic school. So the summer is going to be a little rough, but we'll get through it. So just hopefully we could be hiring soon and go forward with that. So that's about all I got right now. If you guys have any questions.
None here. Thank you. Didn't mean to skip over you there.
Oh, all good.
Okay, unfinished business. Let's start with District 4, Chief. You guys had a meeting. They surplus some equipment. They're still lacking 1 board member.
Yes, sir. Yep. So they have to appoint a board member by the 31st of March, where the county gets to appoint one for them. Jenny spoke with the county. They've never actually had to do that before, so we don't know what that process is. They do have an applicant right now, and it's in the commissioner's hands to reach out to that person and schedule an interview. There will be a special meeting regarding that, as it will be, it'll be a public meeting for that interview to happen. And then in addition to that, to the commissioner piece, Commissioner Ansel, Commissioner Cooley, Karen Reed, and I met last week, and as we had the board had chosen to kind of put one person forward so we could move a little faster, and in that one meeting we basically came up with the conclusion that there is no moving forward without an RFA. Merge doesn't make any sense. You're looking at multiple ballot measures in order to do a merger, multiple levy rates, levy rate increases, which we had 0 success with this last fall or summer and fall. So the obvious choice is one vote to form an RFA and set a levy rate within that RFA. We can't legally do anything until they get a 3rd commissioner. So Karen and the commissioners and I agreed that one of the things that needs to happen is public outreach, and that's what the RFA vote's not going to happen in 2022. We're compressed for time. Outreach is still somewhat difficult, although it seems to be getting easier. We can actually meet and talk to people now, but the EMS levy is going to be on the November ballot, and we should not compete against that. That would not be a good team player effort, I guess. So we're looking at 2023 before we could go to RFA on the ballot or put the RFA on the ballot. And we don't have much planning left, really. I mean, everybody here was in the part of those RFA talks previously that broke down with District 4. And we know we're only a meeting or 2 away. We've got most of the plan. But this year is going to be dedicated to public outreach. Hopefully you're seeing it. You're seeing some articles in the paper, the Northern Light. I've been speaking with Bill Helm from the Linden Tribune. He sparked a thought in my head that I'm going to go ahead and do an opinion article on why does a fire district sell a fire station? And we'll drum that up and see if we get any public feedback. And then Bill will do an article on why we're selling the fire station. So it's kind of a starting to figure this out. So I'm gonna write an opinion piece and let the public see it. Hopefully we'll get some feedback in letters to the editor, and then we can answer those concerns, questions, attaboys in the paper article that that the Linen Tribune will put out. So that's I've discovered that's how the public feedback cycle works. And that's what 2022 is going to be, is letting the district know where we're at, honestly, financially, where we're at. We have contract negotiations this year. Inflation is up 7%. So it's looking to be an interesting year. But as far as us in District 4 goes, it's just painting that picture for the public.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me that we had that meeting. It seems a while ago, but yeah, I think that group decided that it's going to be real difficult to get the voters to approve anything at 60%, and so whatever path we choose has to be an option that affords us a 50+1. Merge does nothing for us except reduce our overall levy rate because we combine the two. Levy lid lifts haven't worked so well, so forming an RFA included in that is an opportunity to set the levy rate, which will be done after sort of restudying that whole process. And I think we are moving towards just providing the day-to-day operations in that budget, and then going out at a future time for equipment and or stations. You know, we tried to get that wrapped up in the levy lid lift, and for whatever reason weren't successful. So I guess we need to look at a different way of marketing that. I do appreciate the information that's coming out regularly. Like you said, Chief, the letters, or not the letters, but the articles in the paper, as well as providing the feedback in our newsletter. I think that's nice to get that public feedback in there so people can see what we're doing.
Hey, Bruce, a little off topic, but do you know if the library is going to go back out, and if they do, what year?
I have not read the recent, I just got home, and I've got 4 Northern Lights to go through. There was an article on what they might be looking for in the future. I don't know if they're going to lose that property there or what's going to happen. They were unable to get the 60%, which seems to be a real difficult hurdle for anyone under any circumstances right now. So don't know.
You know, another thing to consider is that we're probably the first in the county to look at this path. And there's several other agencies that are probably going to be faced with the same and are faced with similar situations, who are going to look at how we do this. And there may be more RFAs formed because this looks like about the only option. So there's some advantage to others for us doing this, is I guess what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and talking with Karen, I mean, we were really, like Jason said, a couple of meetings away from moving this process forward. So once District 4 gets their 3rd member, and we sort of decide on what a levy rate ought to be, I think in probably 3 meetings, we can wrap up the RFA proposal process, and then move forward with a marketing plan and timeline to go to the voters. So Future funding options. Well, we just talked about one. We're selling a fire station. I haven't got to bake sale yet, but
Bill Cushman is building a model for us. He's working on about 4 different models right now, so he's busy. But building that, like Commissioner Ansel was just talking, it's basically a base financing. What does it cost to run the operation on a day-to-day basis? Going out to bonds or any large capital purchases, and that'll help us know what levy rate we need to be at. We've got a model for District 4. Anything that District 21 needs to be at is going to be higher than District 4's minimum. So that really, it's going to be the District 21 model that drives the levy rate for the RFA. And we'll need to take into account, inflation, fortunately world events, and what, try our best to forecast what's going on in the world over the next few years. And that, like I said, that'll give us our levy rate. So I hope to have that next month. Or I should have it next month.
all right.
And I guess sorry if I could, just one more piece. And I guess in order to keep up, all the other things are still on the table as far as, we could look at a fee for service model. We could look at, which is where basically if you've got a fire or a first time fire alarm, it's on your taxes. If you've got anything else, you get a bill for it. It sounds, I think if I'm really honest, based on the failure of 2 levies, that sounded like a really good model. I'm just concerned that we'll never pass anything if we go down that road ever again. It would be very hard to unwind that once we start, if all anybody's interaction with North Whatcom is calling 911 for a car accident or, a grass fire that got away from them on their property, and then they get a bill from us for, multiple thousands of dollars. I don't know that we'll ever get another levy passed. Not during our lifetime. So I think we need to, it's an option, but it's something we need to look really serious at. If the levy rate is just, if it doesn't appear like it's going to be successful. So.
And I think if we implement that CRR, that could be one more tool in our chest as well to help with all these other things we're using or putting together.
Yep, definitely. If the public's interaction, if they see us as true helpers and, people that can help them before their time of need, like you're
Right.
talking about Commissioner McMurray, maybe that builds goodwill. Maybe that breaks down some of the walls of, we're just another government agency that wants to tax people out of their homes.
Right.
It's not true, but I understand how people get to that place, and we certainly saw it the last couple elections.
Yep.
You stated there was a model for District 4. What is their model now? What's their cost right now?
Well, currently their combined levy rate's 94 cents. If they go to $1.10, they break even through 2029. That gives them enough to pay if they stay in a contract with us, $1.10. If their levy rate was started to be $1.10 next year, they would break even. They would have no savings. That's their break even number.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments? Facilities and maintenance. Chief Ward, is there anything new that we didn't cover last month?
Well, not right now. We have a surprise opening starting Friday up at Semiahmoo to discover potential water damage within the structure itself. I'll have more to follow with that next month. We're just continuing to plug holes, fixing what we can and planning for future repairs and just moving along.
All right, thank you.
If I
Wiser
could
Lakes, go ahead.
just real quick, so the HVAC project is done at Station 63. So we've gotten multiple thank yous from captains, especially that are able to sleep in a room with heat. And I suppose we'll get some in the summer when it's a little cooler. The other thing, just to prepare you, while looking at Station 62 at Semiahmoo there for these repairs that, so the stairs that go up the backside of the station, they're pretty bad. We had those checked out. It led to a little bit of poking around about some possibility of some rot underneath the stairs up on the patio.
Balcony.
Yeah. Which led to finding a high amount of moisture in the room underneath it. So that's when Chief Ward talks about the repair that's going on out there, we're doing some investigating, having some drywall torn out, looking for any kind of leak there. That actually, the visit by that contractor that set up the planning for this, that entire station has been sided with LP siding. So anybody who lives here in the right, there you go, Commissioner Bossman. Yep. And to be honest with you, that was the same look. I bought our previous home was LP siding, and I had to have it resided. We're doing some investigation, trying to figure out what happened. Where did the money go? Because there was a class action lawsuit. So the building was owned by the city during that class action lawsuit. We're kind of trying to track down what happened with that settlement money. But the corners are getting very swollen and spongy. If you've owned LP siding before, you know what I'm talking about. So it could be that we are looking at having to completely reside Station 62, which would be a monumentally expensive project. We'll keep you posted. I can tell that Chief Ward is glaring at me right now through the camera. Probably didn't want me to bring this up, but it's just, I just wanted, it needs to be on public record. Our list of needs just is, yeah.
My walk around to that station when we did the cleanup, I looked at the bottom edge of that siding and it's like, this is gonna be ugly. Yeah, be interesting to see, like you said, was there money paid out for that and was the work never done? Stay tuned, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wiser Lake Station 70 listing documents. I tried to read those and I got cross-eyed, but I'm assuming those are standard real estate documents. And I only had one question on the I can't remember what page it was. Oh, the fee. So there's two numbers in there. There's 6% and 3%. It's number 4 on that first page. The commission. Is that like a total of 9% or is it 6 shared?
I read it as 6 shared. Like 3% goes to the company.
I wasn't sure.
Could be wrong.
I mean, usually
it is
in
not combined.
my minimal experience in real estate is it's a total 6%. You get 3 for the seller, 3 for the buyer. And I just wasn't sure how this was divided up and what it meant.
Yeah,
It's,
that's the way I read it, a total of 6 divided 3 and 3.
yep, it's 6 divided because the firm is Windermere.
Mhm.
And so the firm gets 3, the broker gets 3.
Okay. All right.
I did
I
just
just want to make sure we weren't at 9.
I did pass these through Richard Davis. He gave me a thumbs up and said, this is standard.
Perfect.
Standard agreement looks good.
All right. All right. So do we then need a motion to move forward with this agreement?
I would ask for one. I included it in the board packet. I can sign this. I just would like some board direction on
Sure.
doing it.
I think it's good procedure for the chief for something of this size and importance to be signed on by everybody.
I'm not comfortable just
On the other hand, if it goes bad, we know who to blame.
Absolutely. I mean, Chief Ward's been kind of shifty from the beginning, so yeah.
I would move to approve.
Second.
All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve the Weiser Lake Station 70 listing documents. Any other discussion? I've heard that it's been shown, and then this is just the formal process to perhaps allow offers to start coming in. Yes?
Yes, sir. And to list on the MLS.
Gotcha. All right. Any other questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Any other unfinished business? We'll move on to new business, resolution 2022-03, surplus bunker gear. This is the transfer to Bellingham one.
Yes.
So we'll start with is there a motion to approve resolution 2022-03?
So moved.
Second.
All right, so this is to basically transfer bunker gear to our medics who are now employees of Bellingham, so they don't have to go out and purchase all brand new stuff. And this is stuff they've already been wearing, and it fits and is in various stages of use, but not unusable.
Correct. Yep. This is, each of them has 2 pairs of bunker gear. One set's 5 years old and one set has 8 years left. So it's 2 years old. This is a prorated amount based on the cost of the bunker gear originally. And it's because Bellingham asked us to do this because it's so hard to get gear right now.
All right. Any questions, comments, concerns? All in favor to surplus this gear to Bellingham?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you. Makes sense to use what we got rather than try to find different stuff. Resolution 2022-04, cancellation of warrants. Is there a motion for that? And then we can discuss it a bit.
So moved.
Second.
Chief, do you want to, I was under the impression that this was just from this last month, but I understand that this is for the whole year.
Yes. Yeah. These are 3 warrants that need to be canceled for all of 2021. You can see on the resolution, you can see the dates where they were issued, and they were either lost or not cashed. So that's why we need to cancel these. They've all been reissued, so the payments have been made, but these check numbers need to be canceled out.
And the reason we do this is because in previous meetings, we had approved the payment of these warrants, and
Correct.
so we have to approve the cancellation of these.
Yes.
warrants.
Yep. Yeah. For
All
the
right.
audit purposes, we need to show that the money reached where it's supposed to go.
Gotcha. All right. Any other questions, concerns? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
It's unanimous. Surplus vehicle resolution 2022-05. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right. So we have a 1994 Darley fire engine, an 08 ambulance, Ford Braun, a 2000 Braun ambulance, a 2005 GMC van, and a 09 Ford Braun ambulance. We need to declare these surplus in order to decide how to most effectively dispose of them. So, I guess let's go ahead and see if there's any comments on this, and then we might need to have a discussion about how we're going to surplus these. Okay, the resolution just says we're going to surplus them. It doesn't say what our wishes might be for them. So any issues or concerns about what we're surplusing? All right, no comments. All in favor of the surplusing the vehicle?
Aye.
It's unanimous. So there's obviously rules for disposing of equipment, and it can either go to auction, or we can put an ad in Craigslist, or whatever we decide to do. We've had a presentation from our Baja Bridges contingent, Mr. Wagner. We've had donated equipment to Mexico, and I guess what are our rules that we need to abide by here, Chief?
Well, we typically, what we do is we auction them, or we could donate them. We can donate them to another government. And I'm reading here from an email that exchange between Richard Davis and I about these vehicles specifically. Chief, you're not required to advertise, but if you don't advertise, it's best that you do some documentation in your files to demonstrate the nominal value of the aid cars. So we would need to show that other aid cars of similar age, mileage, engine type are selling for what we're donating them for. So like, I believe in this case, we've got a group that wants to purchase them for donation, and is the purchase price we're giving this group similar to what we'd get if we auction them. So there's a couple ways we can do that. We can search online, or we could get an email from the manufacturer or a dealer that states that, yeah, these are not worth more than X number of dollars, and then sell them to that group for that amount.
And which apparatus are they interested in?
They're interested in 2 ambulances. I believe would be, correct me if I'm wrong, Chief, is it AP 114 and 115?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it's the 2 pictures, AP 114 and 115.
The 2 red ones.
Correct.
So I guess is the board comfortable with letting these go to the group that had approached Commissioner Crawford? This is Baja Bridges, is that correct, John?
Yeah, it's what Paul represents, correct?
Okay. So I guess are we comfortable with maybe not going through the auction process? The risk of auction is you can put it out and get what you get. I understand that you could hold reserves. So if you said, oh, we want 10,000 for these, and if they auction for 2,000, you get them back and put them back in your fire station to store again. But Chief, it's my understanding that these apparatus are high mileage. They've got engines that have caused us a lot of maintenance issues. It wasn't one of Ford's best engine products. So hopefully if they do go somewhere, they've got good mechanics that can take care of them and repair them if needed. So I guess, does anyone have any issues or objections to us working with the Baja Bridges group on these two apparatus, 114 and 115?
Well, I certainly don't. I spent considerable time in Mexico and know what they have, and I know this would be well used.
Okay, I think, the concern would be, can you get more for them than what they're offering us? And I guess that's a gamble that, we would have to look at. But if everyone's comfortable with saying these folks have made a fair offer, it's probably not top dollar, but it's certainly not bottom. And does it go to a good cause? So.
Will we see the difference in the prices before it's a done deal?
I can send it out via email. My hope honestly is to have them gone before the next meeting.
Right.
I
I mean,
think
if they
that's-
say they're worth 10,000 and we're getting two, but selling them for two, I mean, I think
and we can't do that just because the auditor still, that's part of the
Right.
email I didn't read, is that we have to do our due diligence to make sure that they're going for close to what the value is. Otherwise we could get dinged by the auditor for that.
Right.
So we will have to do some, we have to have a defensible position before we just sell them for $2 or whatever.
Okay.
Well, I guess I trust your judgment in figuring out the best way to dispose of these. The resolution says you have that authority, and I guess I would hope that perhaps you and Commissioner Crawford can work together with this group and with the offers and make sure that we meet all of the requirements for the auditors.
Well, Chief Ward, Commissioner Fisher, Commissioner Crawford and I will work together to make sure we dot the I's and cross the T's, and we'll do it right. We'll do it legal. And we'll do it transparent. So.
All right, fair enough. You have a budget amendment for us, Chief, 2021. And my understanding is that this is just basically moving funds around. We're not over budget. We're just redistributing funds that maybe weren't used in one area and need to be moved to another. Correct?
Correct. And it's yep. Last year we spent some funds out of capital apparatus that were not budgeted for, and this is a motion to correct that. It's not illegal in any way. We didn't do anything wrong. We just need to have to show that the commissioners understood that those funds were taken from capital funds, or capital apparatus in this case, and spent on the right things. And this just goes back to amend the budget and it approves any transfers between those funds.
Right. And so, like every year, we try to give our best guess estimate of where we're going to spend money. And when things break or need to be replaced or we miscalculated, we make adjustments and have done so in the past. And
Yes, sir.
This is just another one of those opportunities. Again, just make it clear that we're not over budget. We're just moving funds around to cover expenses that we had.
Correct. Last year in 2021, we came in 2.5% under budget. So we were
Pretty close.
We were pretty close. But this realigns how that money was spent.
All right. Any other questions or comments for the chief? All right. All in favor of the 2021 budget amendment?
All right.
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you, chief. I know it's sometimes a moving target to try to keep that all in balance.
Fuel prices this year.
I don't even want to know.
Did we need to take a vote on shipping the equipment to?
Something went wrong. Please try again.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Shipping equipment for the apparatus.
For the apparatus, yeah.
I think they take care of that, don't they, John?
There's no shipping involved.
No.
You talking about
For
voting
us
the
to
res?
release that equipment to them. Does the commission need to make a vote on that?
You guys did vote on the surplusing of the apparatus, correct?
Yeah.
We did.
Okay, that should be it.
Yeah,
Okay.
we voted to surplus it and let the chief and John and Sean decide what's the best method of surplusing it.
Okay,
Nope. Thank you
I
for,
got confused.
no, thanks for checking. Correspondence is in there. We've had the Cascadia, which is the new Bellingham Daily News paper, had an article. We had a letter from Firefighters Crossing Borders. We had some thank yous. And then Northern Light article, Baja Bridges letter, and our monthly newsletter. Welcome, actually, our new training captain. How's that going, Chief?
Good. He's busy today. That's why he wanted to come to the meeting, but I called him off and said it looks like we might meet in person next month, and that would be a better way to meet. So,
Excellent. And then I like the postcard surveys. I think that I like the showing the response data and the postcard surveys. I think that's great for people to see what we're doing. So I guess if we don't tell them, they're not they won't know what they're paying for, right?
right. And just so the board knows, when we get those back, if they're not like, 5 out of 5 stars, we contact them to find out what happened. And sometimes we can't make them happy, and sometimes it's just answering a question. And yeah, it's always good to get feedback from the public and find out what they think we're doing right or wrong, and see if we can change the operation. So
Very good. Thank you. All right. Announcements. The board meeting attendance 421. I guess is that work for everybody?
Well,
Go ahead.
I was supposed to be in Honolulu, but we canceled our trip.
not for the meeting, I hope.
Just
Sorry about that, but
yeah, me too. Next year, 2023.
there you go. Can we do that in person? Are you guys up for that?
I think it'd be good.
I'm good with it.
Yep.
Kimberly?
Sure. I can be there.
I will probably be recovering. I have some minor surgery that needs to be done.
All right.
It's scheduled for April 20th.
All right. Well, good luck with that. And if you need anything, let us know.
Yep.
All right. So station 61 will be able to broadcast that.
Broadcast that. Yep.
So we'll still be meeting all of the requirements, but we will be able to meet in person. 11 o'clock on the 21st. All right, PDC filing deadline, everyone. If you haven't filed ever before, you need to. But you have to update it every year. I did mine. It's pretty quick and easy. You can dump all your information down and just double check it, and takes about 5 to 10 minutes if you've already filed once before. So I don't know, has everyone done that yet, or is it still?
I still need to do it.
All right,
I still need to do it as well.
all right. Rich and John have done it.
Yep.
All right. And then last but not least, fire commissioner required open public training every 4 years. We're checking, apparently there was a webinar in 2020. We're seeing if that counts. I think Jenny is working with
Yes.
Richard Davis on that.
Well, and also there's a virtual option April 2nd that that you could take. It's included in the correspondence. It's between
It's
Firefighters Without Borders, or Baja Bridges, and the responder. And we'll send it out via email as well to everybody.
Oh, okay, seminars, the webinar. Oh, wow, it's a 8-hour class. There's another option, you can do this online, right?
There is an online option, I believe, that's less than 8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. I've still got my notebook. I think it's about this thick from the original one I took. But we are required as commissioners to have that training once every 4 years. So let's make sure you check in with Jenny and somehow get that accomplished. All right, agenda items for next meeting. Keep District 4 on, facilities on, Weiser Lake on. Anything else? We need to have an executive session. Chief, who needs to be there? You and the commissioners?
And Chief Ward.
All right.
Sorry,
All right.
Scott.
And time for this, 15 minutes?
10 minutes. And 10, 15 minutes. Yeah.
All right. So I'm assuming there won't be any action after that?
No action.
All right. So we're going to adjourn to executive session per RCW 42.30.110 subsection G to evaluate the qualifications of an applicant for public employment or to review the performance of a public employee. It's 12:04. We'll be back at 12:15.